It was founded in 1911 as a coal mining company town by Wisconsin Steel, a subsidiary of International Harvester. Benham began with plans to build ovens to coke coal for the giant furnaces at South Chicago Steel Works. Coke is a fuel with few impurities and a high carbon content. It is the solid carbonaceous material derived from destructive distillation of low ash, low sulfur bituminous coal. Benham did in fact have some coke ovens, but not as many as found in West Virginia and Pennsylvania. In a 1920 report, the State Department of Mines described Benham as a beautiful little mountain city with a population of 1,100. The town was growing, doing very well, and was successful. It was a model coal town. According to the 1945 annual report of the Kentucky Department of Mines and Minerals, Benham employed 578 miners and produced almost 700,000 tons of coal, which was all hand-loaded. These population numbers would decline over the years in direct correlation with dwindling coal production. The first blow came in the late 1940s, as mechanization rendered hand-loading coal obsolete. This led to miners and their families leaving Benham to look for work elsewhere. Coal production continued to decrease, and in the Mines and Minerals Annual Report from 1976, Benham's coal production was only a little over 400,000 tons. In 1986, International Harvester left Benham altogether. As the demand for coal continued to decline, causing a lack of job opportunities, Benham's population fell to around 450 people in 2016. As a self-contained company town, Benham was a close-knit community back then, which resembled an extended family. Families worked, played, worshipped, and went to school together. The town was built as a circle, around which were situated the mine offices, company store, hospital, church, and several other buildings. These facilities provided the highest quality school teachers, clergy, and medical staff available. One of the most important gathering spots for the Benham community was the Benham Theater. The theater provided not only a chance to escape the daily grind of hard work, but also a chance to gather with friends and socialize. The Benham Theater was built in 1922 and became a type of safe haven for the community. No matter what was going on, an evening at the theater provided a much-needed escape. During its heydays, the Benham Theater was host to some of the biggest names from the time period. Big-time stars were often booked at the theater. Three of the most notable were John Wayne, Roy Rogers, and Lash LaRue, all famous cowboys from a now long-gone era.
Going to eat no more till we find that cousin of yours. Well, we're broke, aren't we? Yeah. Ever since you got the idea you was a champion poker player in Montana.
Well, I still think I'm pretty good.
Where's this cousin of yours at?
Wyoming?
Where do you figure Wyoming's at?
Right over yonder behind that hill. Unless somebody's moved it.
We were able to talk with a former employee of the theater and find out more about it.
What kind of stars did they have there? Do you remember? You were telling us about some of that earlier. Tell us some of those again.
Yeah, Lash LaRue, they had that. And they had Fuzzy Q Jones and Roy Rogers.
I'm sure that brought in a lot of people too, didn't it?
Oh, Lord, yes. Because they'd have cap busters. They'd come in and sell them for 75 cents or something. And it'd be a one made like Roy Rogers' gun, but it would be a thinner piece of leather or something, and it was nice little cap busters, but they had a roll of caps in there. As long as you shoot that cap would roll up in that cap thing. But during the movies, they'd tell you, don't put no caps in that till the movie's over, and then you can put them in there, because them boys, they'd get out there like boys would be boys and shooting at each other in the theater, and that smell and thing getting out.
Yeah.
But now Roy Rogers would sit back on his saddle. Now he'd be all shined up and things, and he'd have a kind of like a little sawhorse. He talked there, and there'd people taking pictures with their little. It was big, sometimes big cameras taking pictures of him being there.
Hi, partner, freak!
Hi, fellas.
Roy Rogers!
Say, that's a pretty tricky head, isn't it? Partners, how would you like to surprise your pals like that? Well, you can with my new Roy Rogers quick shooter hat. It's by Ideal.
We also talked with the mayor of Benham, Miss Wanda Humphrey, and she shared numerous stories and information about the theater and the town.
Hey guys, we're here with Miss Wanda Humphreys again. She's the mayor of Benham, has been for several years, and her stories are very, very entertaining, and it's just a part of this oral history that we want to capture. Tell us a little bit about the theater, because it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
It wasn't just us. My mother and friends of hers had sold cookies and cakes and stuff, taking up collection for the theater for years, several years before we ever.
Right. Now,
The garden club got it.
Now this theater was open when you were a girl, right?
Oh yeah.
Now tell us about some of the people that came into the theater. You know, we've heard.
Oh, now that was her mom was there.
Or
There
maybe
were no
another.
celebrities or anything came
Yeah.
in after. Well,
Tell us about
Lash LaRue.
Lash LaRue came in.
Lash LaRue. And Lash LaRue was a poker fiend, and he was going to take these hicks up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he left Benham or Harlan County without a penny.
So he came in.
Oh yeah, Lash LaRue. But anyhow, I loved the Cowboys. I would go and sit through all 3 showings. It would start in the afternoon, and I would get 9 cents. Down at the spring, down there in the park, and they had steps that went down there. If you took 3 milk bottles up to the store, the market, they'd give you 3 cents each for bringing the milk bottles back, and all you had to do, the miners would eat down there and leave the milk bottles down there. So all you had to do was go down there and get you 3 milk bottles, and you were in the show.
Of course, with the declining of coal production and a decreasing population, the Benham Theater went out of operation in the 1960s. The building sat idle and decaying until rescue efforts began in the 1980s. Over 25 years later, and after numerous ups and downs, the restored Benham Theater opened back up on December the 16th of 2006. The beautiful and historic Benham Theater is once again a hub for community gatherings and activity. There is also speculation that the restoration process and the current activity events in the theater have awakened spirits from the past. The spirits of patrons and actors and those who just loved the Benham Theater. Join the Cryptophiles team as they investigate the beautiful and historic Benham Theater. Before we get into our current investigation, we want to share some previously captured evidence. The following photographs were taken by our own Tony Filosi back in 2011. In this photograph, taken in the basement of the theater, you can see a face. We have attempted to enhance the photo to make the face more visible. The basement of the theater was used as the dressing rooms. Performers would have been in this area getting dressed and preparing to go on stage. This next photograph may be a little more difficult for you to make out. We have once again attempted to enhance the image. To many, there appears to be an apparition of a young girl in the picture. Others say they can even make out a woman standing behind the girl. Now, let's join Thomas and Tony as they investigate the Benham Theater. As the team starts their investigation, it is important to note that everything that happens or is captured is real, and nothing has been faked or added in. As Thomas and Tony enter the dark theater, they head straight to the balcony. This is where they experience their first unexplained event of the evening. They quickly try to find an answer to what just happened.
We're here in historic Benham, Kentucky at the Benham Theater, and just as soon as we came in, we started experiencing really unusual occurrences. The first thing that's happened to us is this light there. We were up in the balcony setting up for a stage shot. Okay, this light comes on. We started talking about we need a little bit of light, and where were the light switches? So we're fumbling around there with our lights, and this light comes on. Okay, now what's unusual about that is, come with me.
Go ahead.
Okay, is we're down here on the stage, and this is what works the lights. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn, see this says audience center. That works those lights. Now, Thomas is going to shoot back out there while I turn these on.
Remember, no one was down in the stage area and everyone was in the balcony. All the light switch controls are in the stage area just off stage. So, after finding and checking all the light switches, they head back up to the balcony to set up a camera.
Guys, what we're doing here is we've set up a static cam to focus on the stage. Now, the reason we're doing that is there had been reports of actors walking back and forth across the stage, still participating in the long-lost production. So come with us. We're going to catch lots of stuff tonight here at the historic Benham Theater in Benham, Kentucky. This is Tony Felosi for the Crypto Files. Let's go. Guys, I have my hands full of equipment right here, but we're going to run a quick EVP session and use a K2 because we came through when I was telling the story about right here where we're standing on a previous investigation several years ago. I had caught the photograph of a lady and probably about a 10, 12-year-old child, but we ran into, I was telling that story, and all of a sudden we started getting a lot of static electricity. Now, there's no lights on in here where I'm standing, so there shouldn't be anything. There's nothing, there's no outlets. So we're assuming, and the couple of investigators that are here with me, they started feeling the same thing, and they also remarked that it made the hair stand up on their necks as well as their arms. So we're going to run a quick EVP session and see if we can get them to interact with the K2.
During the EVP session, the team got a few unintelligible responses, but they did capture a couple of light anomalies.
I have to hold it apart like this because this is so sensitive that it's really loud when you go back and review your evidence. Is there anyone here with us? Response. Response.
Oftentimes, light's reflection off of dust will give a similar effect. This first light anomaly seems to pass through the door behind Tony and exit to the left of the screen. It also appears right after Tony asks if there is anyone with us. There is an unintelligible response on the ghost box, and then the light anomaly.
We'll get to this side as well. I want to keep the K2 in the shot just in case.
Okay, good. Can you say that a little louder? We're not here to hurt you, we just want to hear your story. Think about this little box as a walkie-talkie or a telephone.
The next light anomaly seems to appear out of nowhere, and more upward and to the right. Were these light anomalies a direct response to Tony's questions? You can make up your own mind.
Translator, from your world to ours. Can you tell me your name?
Next, the team moves down into the basement area. This is the area where Tony captured a picture of the phantom face back in 2011.
All right. We're using a PSB 11, but a spirit box, and right in here is where I caught a photo of the entity several years ago in full costume, standing about right here. We're going to see if we can, if they'll talk to us. Is there anybody here getting ready to go on stage? Don't be afraid, this won't hurt you at all. Just think of it as a telephone or a walkie-talkie, a translator. What's your name? How many fingers am I holding up? I have some sort of response. We're going to go back upstairs, so if any of you want to follow us up and talk to us there, we'd be glad to have a conversation with you. We want to hear your story. Hey guys, we marked the tape a while ago. We heard when we were coming through the door, or about to come through the door, to go into the basement, we heard a loud thump. And as we're coming up out of the basement, that's exactly the noise that we heard. It shows you that you need to pay attention to every little detail. This isn't about just throwing some equipment out and, you know, what was that? Run, dude, oh my gosh, you know, this is actual investigative work. So pay very close attention to your surroundings, because you may catch this.
Thomas and Tony decide to head up to the balcony and run some EVP sessions. They start by just using a digital recorder and asking some basic questions.
But as a side note, I think we talked a little bit about it in the basement. One of the things that Thomas and I really wonder about is, are there rules in these different realms, these different dimensions? Why can they do some things and not other things? What does it look like there? You know, things of that nature.
Are there off-limit topics that they can't tell us about or talk to us about? We both, I'm pretty sure we both agree, we think that there is some things that they just cannot tell us about.
Yes, I agree.
It's probably for our own benefit, I guess.
That's right. So we're going to, at this time, we're going to go ahead and start our EVP session. We hope that that all the entities here pay attention to what we said, and they will give us some of those answers that we're looking for. Is there anyone here with us? If you can, come close and speak into this red light. It won't hurt you. We just want to know your story. How long have you been here? What's the name of the theater and the town that we're in? Question.
Do you like how they have renovated the theater? Do you like staying here at the theater? Does it make you happy when they have events here and there's a lot of people?
There's another device sitting here beside them, and there's 2 empty chairs. I'd like to invite you to come and sit in these chairs. And if you'll touch this antenna, these lights will come on. I'm going to turn it kind of around so the camera can see it.
Next, the team uses a favorite and effective device called the SB11. The SB11 is an ITC device that was released to the public in late 2014. It is most commonly referred to as a ghost box or a spirit box. It has been known to produce extraordinary EVPs and is a favorite of many paranormal investigators.
Is anybody here with us? I'm going to move the recorder back a little bit. Can you tell us your name? And another random thought is you guys will notice that we have the lights on. They're dim, but we have all the lights on tonight. You don't have to investigate in the dark. You know, what's in the dark is in the light. All right, guys, that's really fast. If anything comes through there, it's definitely not radio station. Would someone like to speak with us? We'd like to hear your story. What's my name?
It's time for Random Questions!
What color's your hair? Can you dance? How much money do you make? Do you wear a fake mustache?
Thank you for playing Random Questions!
During the EVP session, the team asked a lot of questions, but didn't have very much activity. All of that was about to change. They were not ready for what was about to happen.
It's a little girl here that I caught the photograph of. Can you come up here? Are you allowed in the balcony? Do you like candy? What's your favorite candy? What does it look like where you live?
Can you see us?
Can you see us clearly?
It was at this very moment the team captured a brilliant flash of light coming from the bottom floor. The flash is very quick and was captured on 2 different cameras.
Can you see us clearly?
A third camera malfunctioned and failed to capture the light or any video. We have slowed down the clip to show you a better image of the flash of light. It was very quick but undeniable. The team investigate for a possible source for the flash of light.
You see that? There's a flash of light downstairs. You see that? Yeah. I think so. No, I saw a flashlight. It was that right-hand light. Hello? Someone down there? Wow. There was definitely a big flash of light right there. Yeah, did you see that? We thought somebody might have heard a thump and then a big flash of light. Yeah. I mean a bright light down at the bottom. Is anyone in here?
Thomas runs downstairs to make sure no one has entered the building. It is also important to note that there is no way for an outside source to cause this flash of light.
You sit right here, I'm gonna go and look to make sure nobody didn't come in or anything like that. Okay. There's no wet car can pull up. No, that light, it looked like the light, I mean a big burst of light. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah. Anybody in here? Okay guys, this is below the balcony. This is where I'm showing you where the flash of light would have came from. As you can see, there's nothing here but a wall. And it is probably my opinion that the flash of light had come from this area, and we were up on top here, and it was just a brilliant flash, almost like a firework or something exploding. It was that quick and that bright. But I wanted to show you that there's nothing down here that would do that. There's no chance of car lights coming in or anything like that. And if it had been car lights, we would have seen it. As I left the balcony area, it's important to remember that even though we had the lights on dim, the stairwell and the bottom floor was really, really dark. It was pitch black. I did have my light. And as I entered the lower level where the concession area is, the energy level in the room was totally different than up in the balcony. There was a creep factor. There was just a different feeling in the air. And I did look around and shine my light and ask if anybody was there, but there was a feeling of fear that come over me. But yeah, definitely a different energy in the bottom after the light flashed than up in the balcony. But I did try to hold my composure and continue the investigation, and during the time I didn't even say anything about it. There was definitely a different energy in that lower level after the flash of light.
While this light anomaly was impressive, there was about to be even more unusual activity captured in the Benham Theater.
Definitely nobody down there. There's no car or nothing pulled up to or forward or anything like that pulled up right there.
All right. Holy smokes. What? Oh. Look at this. What is it? 4.9. 5.1. And 3.9. 3.5. 2.8. Do that again. Make it go up. 0. I'll chase him around. Hold on. Look here. 4.7. 4.7.
4.8 at 9. Make it keep going up. Can you feel the static now? Can you feel it?
Yep. Yeah, right here, right here.
I can feel it.
Feel this. Make this, touch this antenna. I mean, shine the light up.
Because there's nothing here.
There's nothing here.
No.
There's no electrical stuff. We got a light on over there.
Yeah. Hold her still, hold still. Make it go up.
Try really hard. Now I'm just gonna move it just a fraction.
4.1, 3.7.
Now watch this. From here to here, it drops. Now, if there was that high of EMF, it ain't gonna drop to a 0.
No.
In what, 3 feet?
Not even that much.
2 feet, 24 inches. Is there somebody, remember when I asked them to sit in the chair?
So maybe they're sitting in the chair?
They're in the chair. They're in the freaking chair.
Give me 5.
Look at that. Look, the seat, and you know the seat does not have any type. I'm gonna go to the floor. Look at this. No way.
4.3.
No way. Now,
4.5, 4.6,
they sat in the chair.
4.7.
Now I'm gonna move it 2 feet. I'm gonna move it to a different chair. Okay, right here. Look.
3.
Okay, let's just move it out from the chair. Here, look.
Well, you're back to 0.
Back to 0.
You're talking a 2-foot space where there's some kind of energy right here.
Right here, because we asked them to come sit in the chair beside us. Wow. Now we're gone. Look, nothing.
Put it back to the chair.
Nothing. They got up. Nothing. Zeros. They got up and left.
It was there.
Unbelievable. 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 Did you get the 00 on that?
Yes. That's cool. That's cool, Tony.
It is important to know how the Mel meter functions to understand the evidence the team experienced. Here is Tony to tell you about the Mel meter.
Hey guys, this is Tony Felosi with the Crypto Files. What I'd like to talk to you about this evening is the Mel meter. We use the Mel meter quite a bit in our investigations. The Mel meter, we feel, is a very good tool for collecting data and measuring electromagnetic fields, which is predominantly what the Mel meter is used for. Whenever that you get a spike in these fields, your digital display will go, obviously it will go up, and sometimes if you get something that's very close, the field will be broken and you will have an alarm. Now, if this device is used correctly, it is very, very accurate, and you do not get a lot of false positives. You can get false positives if you have fluorescent lighting or you're close to a breaker box or something like that. So always be careful where you set up your sessions or you set your Mel meter so you don't have these false positives.
As the first night's investigation concludes, the team is excited at the activity they have captured. They also wonder if the activity will continue during the second night of the investigation. Let's join the team now for round 2 of the investigation at the Benham Theater.
We're here at Benham, Kentucky to continue our investigation at the beautiful and historic
Benham Theater. We come back and we brought new equipment, better stuff. We're going to catch lots of things. We've already been hearing voices, hearing knocks, footsteps. So come with us while we check out the historic Benham Theater in beautiful downtown Benham, Kentucky. Okay, what we're doing here, guys, is we're setting up a static cam to try to catch the light anomaly that we have, that you guys have obviously seen earlier in the film, but we wanted to try to catch the source because it is completely unexplainable. We've tried to debunk it several different ways. There's no light can get into the theater at all. So that is just a real head scratcher, if you will. But we're trying to get set up here to catch, hopefully, the other another light anomaly, and we're also going to put one up in the balcony back this way. So if anything happens, we'll be sure to catch it.
Segregation in the United States lasted for 58 years, from 1896 to 1954. Segregation, or more accurately racial segregation, was the separation of people into racial or other ethnic groups in daily life. This separation of people was applied to such activities as eating in a restaurant, drinking from a water fountain, using a public toilet, attending school, and yes, even attending a movie at a theater. While these actions are totally outlandish and unacceptable, it was a part of daily life back in that time period.
Okay guys, what we're doing now, we're up in the balcony section. Back during segregation, this is where the black community was forced to sit, which was kind of terrible really, to be honest with you. But this is where all the black community sat when they came to the show. The white people and the operators and the more wealthy people sat on the bottom. The poorer class and the black community sat up here in the upper balcony. So what we have done, we've set up this static cam shooting across the balcony, and hopefully if we can catch the light anomaly again, it should pick that up.
Hey guys, we want to explain to you some of the equipment that we're using for this evening's investigation. This is a millimeter. Most of you are probably already familiar with it. It measures EMF and milligauss. As you can see, it's already we have it zeroed out, so there's no false positives there. We also have the alarm set on it to where if it breaks its field, magnetic field, we'll have an alarm. Right here we have the Tascam DR5. Tascam makes a great piece of equipment. Caught a lot of EVPs with the Tascam, and we think that the reason that the Tascam is maybe a little better for EVPs is it's set up more for music, and for some reason or the other that seems to lend itself to ITC work. Okay, what we have here is a Steve's box. This is manufactured by Steve Holte. Whatever Steve did to this, however he tuned this, our hats off to Steve, because this thing has just been absolutely phenomenal in catching some really clear EVPs. It's really quiet, it's smooth. I'd recommend this box. If anybody's looking to get into the ITC.
But I hate to interrupt you, but it felt like a spider web.
The spirit just walked.
Just dropped all. I mean, I couldn't get it off of me.
Well, that's okay. What, Thomas, are we still rolling?
Yes, we're still rolling.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
I also wanted to explain the camera shake, and also we probably need to explain that the beeping that you hear is one of the exit signs. It's got a low battery, and it's a warning on that. So we wanted to explain that for you in case you thought it was something paranormal.
Well, let me just 1 second. Let me explain to them what probably just happened to you. What happened to Thomas is a lot of times when you're doing an investigation, you will feel like sometimes spider webs go over you. And actually, we're starting to feel it. I'm feeling a cold spot right here.
Yeah, I can feel the temperature drop. I feel the temperature drop.
So hope, and usually what that means is that an entity has walked close by you, or walked through you, touched you. Hopefully, we're going to get some really good activity here just in a.
And we also have a K2 meter we're going to be using too. You'll probably see that in the shot at times. So
we have the Tascam on, the millimeter on one side, the K2 on the other. So hopefully, whenever they walk by, one of them catches them.
So we're going to the Steve box right now for EVP session, right?
That's correct.
All right.
Okay. Now what we have here, if you you hear it cycling through. This is going through radio stations at 4 to 5 sweeps a second. So, there's no way possible that it can use pieces of a song or anything like that to manifest a response. And also, what we do is we try to ask intelligent questions so you get intelligent responses. That way, you don't try to lead the question, so to speak, where we get a word and we start trying to build on that word and make you think that we call an EVP.
And what helps us also is that we have researched the history and we know a lot about the area.
A lot about the history of the Benham Theater and this area. There's why we've not been able to find any accounts of any deaths in this theater, we know there's been deaths within rock throwing distance of this theater. One such death was during a Union strike, 1940-ish, 41. A man was killed, shot while he was sitting in his vehicle, probably 75 yards from us. He was shot from the top of a building, and he actually, before they could get, then a gun battle broke out, and before they could get to him, it was 2-3 hours, and it was pretty gruesome. So hopefully we'll have some more on that later in the film.
Yeah, and there's also the one that was blew up in a car, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of death in this general area.
Yeah.
So they're here at the theater for some reason.
Right, and well, a lot of times, you know, it doesn't have to be a place of doom and gloom. This could be in some place that someone was happy. You know, you had actors here, you had people, you know, that worked here. This was a hub of the community at one time. So, you know, everything isn't negative, you know, so hopefully we catch, you know, something positive. You know, we're just hoping anybody will talk to us.
Yeah,
so, okay,
I don't care.
We'll get at it. Who's here with us? Can you say that a little louder? Did you work here at the theater? Are you trapped here? Who is the last president that you remember? Did that say Franklin? I swear, I think it did. Who is the last president that you remember? And when we say Franklin, it's Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
The team changes the sweep rate and frequency on the Steve's box. Right after that, they capture another light anomaly.
Are you trapped here? There was those. Way back in the back.
Yeah, it's got, the response I'm hearing is way back on a couple things.
The EVP they were about to capture would become a very compelling piece of evidence.
Yeah, possible. That's what it sounds like.
I'll turn the volume up. What's your name? Can you say that a little louder? Thank you. What's your name? Can you say that a little louder?
This EVP was not clearly understood at the time it was captured, but during the evidence review, they realized that it was a first and last name. That name was Kurt Mathis. The team at first didn't know the significance of the name, but would later discover it. Tony and Thomas had received a large box of archive material from Mayor Humphrey shortly before filming. After filming was completed, the team started reviewing evidence, and team member Jennifer Fugate started looking through the archive material. What was discovered is nothing short of amazing. In the archive material was a very old photograph of cast members standing on the stage of Benham Theater. On the back of that picture was a listing of cast members' names. To the team's amazement, the name Curtis Mathis was on the list. After some additional research, they discovered that Curtis Mathis was very involved in the school, sports, and the stage. It would appear that Curtis Mathis spoke his own name out to the team during the EVP session. Truly an amazing piece of evidence. But the Benham Theater was far from done.
Do you know who Lash LaRue is? What about Roy Rogers? Both of them performed here. What was Roy Rogers' horse's name? It sure did.
Thank you.
Can you come up here close to us? Can you come up here close to us? I'm gonna try something while that's playing too. Did you work in the mines? What mines did you work at? Thank you very much.
That was very clear.
This is the real deal stuff, guys. I mean, you're sitting here, or you're watching us, and we are sitting here, and we caught that. It's just unbelievable.
That was very clear. Benham.
No mistake in that. What's your name? Okay. What am I holding in my hand? Can you tell me what this is? Can you tell me what color my hair is? He called me bald.
Very little.
Very little. What do you like about the theater? What do you like about the theater? Were you an actor in a play? Were you an actor in a play? Why are you here? Do you like the energy here? Do you like us being here? on the other side. Positive?
Are you happy?
Another necklace. Are there rules on the other side? Is there do you have a boss on the other side? Someone that tells you what to do? That tells you what you can say or tell us, and what you can't say or tell us. Just say yes or no. Why can't you? Will you get in trouble? We'll listen to you. Any questions about the other side?
I would just like to know if they're happy. Are you happy where you're at?
No, not happy. I probably don't like it. All we need is just take it. Are we? Yeah, we're pretty happy. Most days.
Okay, we're going to go up to the balcony.
You want to come with us?
As Thomas and Tony enter the balcony area, they are once again surprised by the middle light of the theater turning on. Remember, the control switches are down in the stage area.
Now there's the phantom light actually coming back on again.
We're up in the balcony.
And we're up in the balcony, and the last time we was here, we came up into the balcony and the light came on because we was talking about it being dark.
Yes.
And we tried all the light switches, and now it's on again.
Who's turning the light on?
I'm gonna film that. 3 of those lights are actually trying to come on. 2 of them's on pretty good. The one of them is kind of weak, but it's getting stronger. I don't get it. No, we're not getting out. Let's get out, Thomas.
Not very friendly, is it?
We're not getting out.
What's your name? Excuse me. Can you say that again? Jordan?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Do you stay up here in the balcony more so than downstairs?
How long have you been here?
Are you trapped here? Who was it that made the meter go off the last time that we were up here? Can you tell us that? How many are trapped here in the theater? How many are trapped here in the theater? You are. Could you come here and sit beside of me?
Maybe. How old are you, Jordan?
Who's the president? Who's the president? All right. Thank you very much for talking with us. Bye-bye.
The team closes out the EVP session and prepares to finish the night's investigation. But the Benham Theater still had some surprises in store for our team. Thomas and Tony moved down to the stage area to close out the investigation. Or so they thought.
Ask a few questions with the task them?
Yes.
Just, we got to task them up. We're going to ask a few extra questions.
Yeah, why don't you move the task over here?
Okay.
In a final EVP session, the team asks about Dahl Trent. Dahl Trent was a coal company policeman, hired by the coal company to police the built and owned coal company community. He was the law enforcement for the community. Some of these coal company policemen had reputations for being rough and of helping the coal companies root out pro-union workers. Sometimes this resulted in violence and the deaths of the pro-union miners.
There was a gentleman that used to live in Benham named Dahl. What was his last name? Trent? Dahl Trent. Does anyone know him? Who did Dahl work for? Was Dahl a policeman?
Was he a mean man or a fireman?
Hey guys, Thomas and I are wrapping up the investigation here at the historic Benham Theater. We've caught some really good EVPs, had some good personal experiences, and we would like to talk to you a little bit about those. Thomas, what did you experience?
Well, of course we got some EVPs, and we we had the flash of light. I had the spider web feeling on me.
Yeah.
It's just been an amazing investigation, really. I mean, we had a lot of good things go on.
Well, some of the things that struck me as unexplainable is I had asked during the investigation, can you touch us, or can you, walk by us? And almost immediately, it felt like a fingertip just brushed my face.
Well, another high point too was when we was in the balcony, and we had asked for someone to come and sit beside us.
Right.
And the mail meter just went crazy.
Yeah.
So that was a really
that was unbelievable. And the another thing about that was whenever that we would whenever we'd ask them to come sit with us, just maybe a few minutes before, and the mail meter started registering, we would move the mail meter to the seats, and it would spike up 3, 4, 5, and then we would move it 2 foot away. Zero out.
Yeah.
And we did that 2 or 3, 4 times.
And that's shouldn't be happening. That's there's no electricity in the chairs or anything like that.
No, and nothing was above us, because we had some sort of electrical problem, wiring problem that was picking up. As soon as we set the millimeter down, it would have registered. It wouldn't have waited. And we've been up there an hour.
Oh, we'd be a long time.
Before that happened. And so we went back 3 or 4 times, and then it stopped registering at the chairs whenever they left. Then you were getting double zeros at both places. At the chairs and when you move it away from the chairs. So that was very unusual.
And that is right around the time we had the unexplainable flash of light.
Right.
Right
before that,
it kind of all worked together.
Right.
Catching the flashing light is probably something that any investigator would like to do, and it's a rare occurrence. It's not nothing you're going to catch.
Yeah, and taking
very often.
And taking all these things as a whole, it made for a great investigation. There's activity at the historic Benham Theater.
You got to come by and see it. If nothing else, for the sheer beauty of it. It's beautiful.
The whole town is gorgeous. It's like you're stepping back in time. As soon as you pull into Benham, it's like you're going back into the 1940s. There's lots of things here for you to see and do. We're going to leave some information about who you'll contact later when we roll the credits. But we can't encourage you enough to come to historic Benham, Kentucky, and check this out. The folks are really, really friendly and nice, and you have lots of stuff to see and do. So we want to thank you for watching. This is Thomas and Tony for the Crypto Files. We appreciate you. We're out.
But wait, there's more!
The Benham Theater was still not finished.
Yeah, we got it. As we were closing off our investigation, our K2 meter started going nutso. And we've not had no spikes on it at all during this investigation this time around. And right now it's holding steady. I'm afraid I don't really want to touch it.
Well, we need to move it so there's... Move it away from the lights. But move it back.
It wasn't doing it a while ago because it's been laying there for a long time, I'm telling you.
You gotta bleed over right here, man.
There's no way, man. There's no way.
There's no way over here.
There's no way. I'm telling you, it's laid there for 10.
Look at this. It is. Okay.
It laid there for 10 minutes.
Look. Shoot it. Okay, we feel that static electricity?
Yeah.
Look at this. Okay, we were wrapping up. Guys, oh my goodness, look.
Oh yeah.
We're getting hits on the
millimeter.
Millimeter. I mean, it's going off. I mean, we had 0 spikes.
Yeah.
Until we started talking about the portal.
Right. Now I'm telling you, that K2 meter was laying on this stage the whole time we were shooting the end of the film, and it did
never moved.
We're at 1.7 right now, and it's been 0 the whole time. K2 still going off?
Thomas, look over here. Hold on. It went off.
There we go.
There it is.
There's energy right here.
And that's away from the stage.
Well, sure.
Okay.
And this is holding steady?
Right. I got, hits right here. There should be nothing there.
Right.
Look, I'm feeling static electricity.
Oh, you can feel it. You know, we've talked the whole time that that's going up some more too. We've talked the whole time that this is a little bit colder, this area. Now see, look at the K2.
2.3.
2.3.
Spike.
Hold your K2 back up a little bit. Look here. Look.
Both of them. We're getting double validation. Can you make the numbers go up? The numbers are dropping off now. So
yeah, but the K2's still lit, man. Christmas tree.
Make the numbers go up.
There we go.
Can you try really hard? That's great. There's something got a hold of my arm.
That's okay. I won't let it hurt you. You asked it to punch me one time. Look here, 3.2. That was 3.2, man.
Okay, let's hit the box. Let's hit the box.
Okay, set those down. We want to ask about Betty Howard.
Is Betty Howard here? Hold on.
You're good, man, on that.
No, I had paused it. Is Betty Howard here?
Mayor Howard, are you here? They named a theater after you. I think you were alive when they did it. Who's making the lights come on? What's your name?
Glenn.
Did you work here, Glenn?
There was a response to something there from someone else. Can you keep lighting the meter up, please?
Are you the same ones that made the flash of light? The flash of light?
Thomas had incorrectly thought the voice said Glenn. Was this an attempt to correct this error?
Look at that.
It just went back up to yellow, stayed green for a long time.
What is the millimeter?
1.2. The millimeter's at 1.2. K2 is lit up to a yellow light. It went to 4.4. I've seen that.
8.4. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna turn the alarms on it. Okay.
Can you do that again? Can you touch the antenna? Can you? 6.3. Good gosh. Electricity here. I mean static. Static is just all over the place.
Now see the K2. Can you make the K2 light up as well?
00, it moved. 00, look.
Oh, it did move all right, because I can feel it.
Did you see that? Look, you getting that?
Yeah.
00. No reason in the world for it to drop from a 6 to a 0. Something was right here with it.
Can you light up the K2 meter? One. Who lit up the meters? No,
They left.
They left, man. Now I'm going to show you that this K2 was laying right here, and you see it's not going
They're
up.
laying in the same position. Look, 00.
00 on that. I'm going to show you, man. This K2 it laid here all day and it didn't light up.
Wow.
During this activity, Thomas's memory card on his camera becomes full.
As we was closing out the investigation, my camera, the memory card became full, and it takes a few minutes to switch it over to the second memory card. So instead of doing that and missing anything, I got my cell phone out. And I had some messages on there, so I was trying to clear those messages, and it flipped the camera where I was taking a selfie. As it did that, there was a face, a figure, up above me in the air. It kind of looked like a man figure, kind of dark skin. I wouldn't say it was a black man or anything like that. It was just a kind of a dark type figure. Of course, the camera wasn't recording, and I flipped it around, and we continued to document the other activity and then talk about what had just happened. It was kind of amazing.
Could you make out any features, any facial features, or just a silhouette, or
Well,
what?
I could just see the round head, and you could see where the eyeballs were, and you could see a mouth, and it looked like an older gentleman, because you could see, you get older,
Crease lines?
the crease lines in his face, and it kind of creeped me out a little bit, because I wasn't expecting it, because I was trying to hurry and get the
Nobody
camera
expects
ready.
that,
And the thing is, he was up in the air above me.
And this was while This was as
Oh, this is as the K2 meters and
everything was happening.
going on. There was a lot of energy.
A lot of stuff going on.
We probably had a 15, 20-foot circle of energy here.
We had a spike of the millimeter of 6.5.
I seen an 8.4.
8.4, all the way to 8.4.
8.4. And that's just amazing. You don't.
I've never seen an 8.4.
I'm pretty sure I got that on camera. If the card wasn't full and didn't miss it or something.
Well, I'll say this, I've never seen an 8.4 in a situation like this, other than if it's some sort of anomaly you can't explain.
Well,
I've never
when that spiked, you was standing out where we are now.
Well, and we also went back and forth and showed that after that happened, there wasn't anything, we put them right back where they were, and they were both registering zero.
Yep. So,
you know?
Good times here, good times. We've had a real large spike in energy just as we was closing off.
It was unbelievable, guys. What we want to, and Thomas caught a whole lot of that on camera. Now, what I want to do is, you will see from the previous investigation, we had the same spike of energy. But guess what? It wasn't here. It was up there.
Up on the balcony.
On the balcony where it happened before. So, both times in the Benham Theater, we had these huge energy spikes that we caught on camera, millimeter, and this time some with the K2, but I put lots more credence with the millimeter, and it don't lie.
Well, you know, the K2, that's, we've had K2 in a lot of places, and that's probably the highest spike we've had in any of them.
That we've seen on the K2.
And to hold that long.
Right. Now, again, they sat here for an hour and a half. Never a blip.
Nothing.
Never nothing. And as we were closing, all of a sudden it started going crazy. They wanted to make their presence known to us.
Maybe what the trigger was for, I just thought of that we was talking about the area and how we love the area and how it's a great area to bring your family, your kids, and come and see. Maybe that triggered some emotional type thing with the entities, and that's why they come around.
It could. But it's just been an unbelievable couple of investigations here at the Benham Theater. Like we were saying, come see this place. Very historic, beautiful place in a great town. And we can't say enough about the folks. We want to give a real big shout out, a cryptophile shout out to Mayor Wanda Humphreys. She's been just very good to work with, has helped us along this journey to get to where we're at tonight. This has been some unbelievable evidence. Thank you, Ms. Humphreys. She shared a lot of personal stories with us. She's been very, very courteous. And if you guys come in, we're sure that she'll treat you with the same Southern hospitality as what she's treated us.
Oh, she gave us free run to come and do investigations.
There's a lot of good folks here in Benham, Kentucky.
They'll treat you right.
So, hey, this is Thomas and Tony. Or actually, Tony and Thomas.
You can be me if you want to.
I can be you if I want to. But I mean, that really, that got that.
But to me, I like a visual.
Yeah.
And I understand how the millimeter works.
Right.
But I like to see those lights light up on the K2. Because I know I've had it laying here the whole time and it didn't light up.
And what I got to say about that is the wheels of the short bus go round.
Well, I don't care to be on the short bus as long as it's making the right trip, man.
Right. But no, all jokes aside, we had double validation here. And again, this is Tony Filosi, Thomas Marcum for the Crypto Files. We're out.
Now, the center light that keeps coming on, and there's no explanation for it, we have discovered that it is run by this little rocker switch. And you have to actually turn the rocker switch to make it come on. And it was off, because when we first came in, it was totally off. So we theorized that something turned the rocker switch and turned the lights on. So at least we know what works the lights now, but we can't explain why they came on.